Okay, let's get back to work on the analysis. First things first. The exact order of the next couple of steps is not hugely important. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to remove those two from the map. I'm going to press save just for now, just so that, you know, we don't lose anything. And then the other thing we need to do is we need to go to project and we need to go to licensing, and then we need to wait while it thinks about things. Then we can configure licensing options, and then we wait even longer. Yeah, soon-ish. There we go. And what we want is network analysis analyst. So we need to mark that so that our network analyst is active. Click on OK. I've already done it, and that gives us access to tools. They're already in there in this. If you're working with the licenses provided by the university, then you should be able to mark those. They are they're licenses that have to be purchased. They're not standard that follow along with when you spend an awful lot of money on ArcGIS. It's not like they're going to give you all the tools you need to do GIS analysis. No. You have to pay more for that. Right, so now we need to go to analysis, and this is a network analysis. So we mark our roads there and we click on network analysis, and network data source. Well, we could download data from S3 for this, but we're going to use our data set, and it's not there. And it's not there because this is not a network. I mean, it's a network of roads, but it's not a network, not according to Arc. In other software, you could run a network analysis directly on this, but Arc insists on changing things a little bit first. So what we need to do is we need to go to catalog, and we need to go to our folder, which is up here for the project, and we need to open up our database. We can actually minimize that for now, and we need to create something that can receive data, because the database, it's a geodatabase that seems to be a bit finicky, and it wants some structure and wants some order that isn't innate in the database itself. In the geodatabase, that is the format that Esri have created. Regardless, what we need to do is, if you're reading the instructions here, we need to create this feature data set. So we need to define a sort of a part of the database that is for some features. These look like features to most of us. Obviously we're naive and think that these are features, but we now need to create some real features. We need to create a feature data set. So we click on there, and we need to go to new feature data set, and then that brings up this, and it's going to be saved into the database there, because that's where we said we wanted to do it. The coordinate system, we need to make sure that it is our current coordinate system, current map there. That should then change to SBG051 The feature dataset's name. We're going to get this one right. It's not going to change the analysis. It's just that if we don't remember what the name was, things can get very confusing, because we're going to have several different objects that can have names that are remarkably similar, because frankly they're all the network. It becomes quite difficult to distinguish one from the other. So we're creating our new feature data set, and I believe, let me see, give the new feature data Gävle network. Right, okay, that's the name we're going to use here, so that we're consistent with the instructions. Gävle network. Good. Click on run. So we're in the right place, we've got the right name, I think, and we've got the right coordinate system. Good, and we click on run. And it's done. And then we get this stupid warning triangle saying, oh, it already exists, you can't do it. Yeah, we know. Thank you. So now we go back to here, and the next step is to import data into our data set, because that's just an empty feature data set. So now we need to actually put some features in there. And that we can do by importing our roads layer that we created recently into that data set. So we wanted to import feature class, which actually just calls a tool that exists, a pre-existing tool. So we want to import into this, import feature class. So we do that, input features, and we can actually find those there. It's going into that network. And what did I say that we should call this? I said we should call this Yavle roads, right? Okay, because these are the roads. So we call those Yavle roads. And then I think we can just run that. Do that. And there we go. There they are now. Yavle roads is now imported. So do we need roads anymore? Because these are exactly the same. One's just a copy of the other. So we could actually just get rid of that. Once the layer has been imported, you can return to the geoprocessing, the geoprocessing windows, search for network. So we can now try and turn this into a network. And what we're going to use is the Yavle roads. So this actually has become somewhat redundant. We'll leave that. We'll leave it in there for now, unmarked. But what we need to do now is to create what actually is a network. We're getting closer, closer still to actually creating a network. It's not going to be a functional network yet, obviously. That's asking too much, but it's going to be a network. So we've imported our feature, and now we need to create our network set. So what we do is we go to our geoprocessing window, and then we can search by searching for the word network. This create network dataset. So we go to geoprocessing, and we go back here, and we type in network. It's not build network. We want to create network dataset. Okay, so target feature dataset. So what would that be? Well, if we look in the instructions, it is our. It's going to be Yavle network. There. Click on OK. Network dataset name. Right. So the network dataset name, we're going to call it cycle network. And then the source feature classes, please, thank you very much. And then no elevation. We're not going to be bothering with elevation in this. We don't have data on that for now, so let's just ignore that, because our data is just purely two-dimensional. And then that will have created a network once we press on run. Once we press on run. So we do that, and it's going to go through it. So now it's a network. It may not be entirely obvious, but it is. It is actually a network now. So we have the original. We have the exported layer of roads, which wasn't good enough apparently. So then we turned that into a feature data set, or we turned it into a feature within a feature data set called Yavle roads, and that is now a cycle network. Whew. Okay, so let's pause there and do the next step in the next film.